Any ghosts in there? What's going on, y'all? Look, like I can't get enough of this costume. I'm gonna milk it every chance I get. Hey, good morning. Got my Ghostbuster accoutrement ready to go. Got an excellent co-host lineup for today. It's going to be a real, as we say here, a humdinger of a show. Got Corey from Wilkie's Music and Movies. It's going to be a good time. We're going to go over all kinds of good stuff. So that means be on your game, folks. Bring your chats, bring your questions, because it's going to be a lot of fun. If you got any questions for us or any of our topics, light it up, y'all. That's how we love it. But you know the drill. You got to sit down and you grab a drink and you grab a snack because it's time for the morning mud. My friends, welcome back to the Morning Mug. Now let's chat. That's right. Cheers to the Morning Mug, y'all. Let me know what's your drink, what's your snack. You guys always tell me all the good stuff that you've had in the morning. But if we're talking good stuff, well, here comes some good stuff right here, my good friend. Look at that. Corey is here. We are ready to go for y'all and talk it up. How you doing, bud?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I got my mug here too, so got a little tea.
Wait, okay, let's hold it up. What are we sporting there? What do we got? Got a hook mug?
It's the Gambler with James Caan.
Oh, nice. All right.
A little imprint.
Oh, that's cool. So, now, did that come with an order that you did, or you just bought the mug separate?
That came from a very good friend by the name of Tony at Basement Blues. So
Basement Blues.
Yep. Exactly. So no, I went on our little meetup. He had an extra mug that he found out I was a coffee drinker or a tea drinker and said, here you go. So it was very much appreciated. So now I got a nice mug to show off.
Nice. Now we always like to say, so are you a guy that enjoys this kind of layout or this layout?
I'm good with whatever that,
right?
Man, I don't know. Maybe that'd make my face a little too big for everybody watching this morning.
I feel like people like this one because that way when you go to the comments, like this lovely person here, Tiana.
Look at that.
God bless you, darling. Look at that. Good morning, Huck and Corey. Hope you guys have a great stream. Sorry, I'm at work, but you'll catch the replay. Thank you. Well, this replay is dedicated to the fantastic Tiana Loves Movies. Look at a little $6.99.
She's always awesome.
Right? So that way, when the things pop up, our faces will stay here. And
this looks great.
Growing and shrinking.
Yeah, this looks great.
Look at that. Scream 7's already out. Look at that. The King of Day and Night on at once.
Wow.
I shall call you the two linear eclipse.
Wow. Flattering us. Yeah.
Linear eclipse. I love it. Hey everyone, please hit that like button for these cool cats. Thanks, Caveman. Collector Movie Man's here saying hey to us. What's up, yo?
Hello.
Still saying, still laying in bed. Good for you. It's been raining all night. It's raining here in Michigan. It's also windy. Yesterday was nice. Yep. Stay in bed, man. Just chill.
If you can, do it.
We can talk about House of the Dragons. We might. Corey, are you a House of the Dragons fan?
Don't make fun of me, but I've never watched it before. So
all right, cool. So we will both talk about not seeing it.
Exactly.
I've seen. Sorry to crush your spirit there, Collector. Yeah, I saw the first episode, but see, also at the same time, the Lord of the Rings was dropped at pretty much the same time as that did, and I'm a bigger Lord of the Rings fan, so I wanted to invest myself in that. Started out a little rocky. I'm like, oh, come on, let's stick with it. I don't know if you watched that one. Did you watch the Lord of the Rings?
I have not either. Yep. So,
but I felt once that got going, you really sort of fell in love with the characters.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's sort of like Star Wars versus Star Trek. Like Game of Thrones is Star Wars, so like everyone's got to like that. And Lord of the Rings is more of the Star Trek people. I feel like that's kind of the comparison.
I could see that. I like that comparison. Hey, Johnny.
Johnny, what's good, yo? See, this will be the biggest battle of sexy NPR voices. Well, I mean, not this voice. I mean, I'm a personality, but my voice is horrible. Like that right there. Who else laughs like that and cares?
That was funny.
Tiger Blue, we're looking, Corey. What's up,
Tiger
man?
Blue.
Tiger. Let's see. I always do this because we got such a great international audience.
We got UK checking in there. Right?
Tiger is 3:05 in the afternoon right now. So thank you, bud. Let's see. How's the healing coming along? I wish you all the best, mate. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, Caveman, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're always getting a good check-in from him. Let's see. Orange Peachy says, hey, what is up, Orange Peachy?
I like the name.
Orange Peachy, are you new? Like, are you always like sort of listening in? I feel like maybe this is a first-time read on you. If not, I apologize, but welcome, because I love having new people pop on.
Absolutely.
You're going to love this one, Orange Peachy. Dimension Scotts is here. What's up, Mr. Scotts?
Hey, Dimension.
Hey, Dimension. Oh, Caprice is here. Good morning, my darlings. Hello, hello. Love it. I don't see you in here very often, so it just warms my heart that she's here. Let's see. Hey, Tiger. Let's see. What's up, guys? Saying hey there. Gets a bunch of haze in.
Yeah, it's kind of like we were talking about earlier, that we love this interaction. So even in the interaction between people out in the chat, it's awesome to see that. I love it. I know you do too.
Oh yeah, because people love when they see each other.
Yeah.
Says to Diane, I am now entering the town of Twin Hucks. It's a great place, man. People got to book early to go to there, man, because it's a hotbed. So yeah, crazy thing is, I feel fine. Just worried about kicking the infection in my blood. Kick it. You're going to kick it, man.
Yep.
Use some of that kick it mojo, bro.
Absolutely.
Twin Hucks. Double the huckage.
How could it get any better for this morning?
Yeah.
Right? No. If I could have just had a Ghostbusters outfit too.
I did not, just so y'all know, this is something I just wanted to do. I didn't set this up and tee it up for Corey to say, you've got to go out and buy a Ghostbuster costume.
Hey, if you have it, you got to use it, man. You got to get all the use you can out of it.
Look, it's hot. It's fresh. It just came out. We're going to talk about it today. So
yeah, absolutely.
I don't mind.
Hey,
good morning, Huck and Chat. We're doing good, man. We're doing good because you are here. Tony P, the meatloaf. I love everybody's like nicknames.
Yeah,
Table, Tony's the meatloaf. Like, let's see, what's up, Fish?
Hey, Fish.
Jesus, Fish. See, Fish, you get me all verklempt.
Yep, Fish just gets you choked up.
He does. Fish, let's see. Well, I'll have to show it to you because I love you, man, and you're always showing off these titles. I don't know if you saw, but I had a big haul that I went to this thrift store. Let me dig through 12 boxes of movies. And I passed over a couple of things. And then I was watching Fish on something, and he held up Burlesque, which he, said he loved. And I'm like, I think Burlesque was in that box that I passed over too. So I'm heading back there to hunt for Burlesque Fish to see if I can find it. So you can see.
I did see that video, and that was awesome that you had that opportunity to dig through all those. I mean, whether you come out with a lot or not, it's just having that chance to find out if there's something there that you want.
Yeah, it's funny because, they're so nice. Once they realize, I told them what I do and all that.
Yeah.
When that kind of haul comes in, they just call me because they don't have a lot of space for media. They don't unload all those boxes. They're not that kind of store. So there's a very small place for those things. So they're like, well, we'll bring you the boxes and you just come dig. And then we're going to not get rid of them, but take them back home.
Right.
So, they were still in the back. So, because I called the guy, Mike, I'm like, hey, I need to come get like this other movie that I saw. Can you, are they still there? Cause I didn't want him to bring them back in just for me to get 2 movies.
Right.
But he's like, actually, I left them in the back room. So, Tracy can get them for you. I'm like, really? So very excited. Yeah, and because the Collectors Club, we're always recommending movies to each other.
Right.
Well, it ended up Tim recommended MacGruber because we're doing a Saturday Night Live theme for next month, and I grazed over MacGruber and didn't get that. I was like, oh man. So
gotta go back and get that.
Gotta go back. See, Orange. Hey, Fish. Hey. See, we get a lot of haze. Oh, wait. There it is. Bonnie says, got my coffee and Raisin Bran with blueberries. Sounds yummer.
Sounds like a good breakfast.
How you doing, Bonnie? Because Johnny's all, hey. Sorry, because I had my my roller. I have a roller mouse, and I rolled too fast on Bonnie. You never roll over Bonnie.
Nope.
That's a no. You if you roll over, you get your ass back up there. You click on Bonnie. Show her the love. Sorry, the ghost trap is too big and bulky to carry. It's part of your cartoon. I love that. Yeah, Caveman got me that ghost trap, man. So Earl, I just
awesome.
have no room in here. Like, it's such a small. I don't know how big your office is, but like I trap myself in here during like the thing, like when we played on Bob's stuff.
Right.
And I mean, literally, I got a tiny table here and a table here. So when I get up, I have to, so I don't knock everything over.
A couple side steps and a tiptoe to get out of there.
Exactly, right? and the movie start rocking. You're like,
Yep. Yeah. No, that ghost trap looks awesome. I don't have that, but I've seen a couple other people showing it off. And just to get it in perspective, when you see somebody like holding it, you realize how large that thing is.
Oh yeah. I can see it in my closet right here. It's massive. Yeah. Have you seen the popcorn bucket ghost trap?
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
Yeah, because that's a different. Like this isn't a legit ghost trap.
I gotcha.
It's like the Spirit Halloween ghost trap.
I gotcha.
I was the scale.
I thought you were talking about the popcorn one. That's the one I've been seeing. Well, but that's large as well.
In fact, I wonder. Oh, here you go. Look at this. This is sitting on the floor next to me. So, speaking of, so this will be in honor of Caveman. So this is the popcorn bucket ghost trap.
Yep.
Not quite as sweet and delicious as Caveman's like awesome one. But yeah, I couldn't believe what is that? What is that rattling inside there?
Is it the colored plexiglass pieces that come out of the top of it?
Oh, is that what it is?
I think you might have to put it together. Like it looks like the beam coming out of the trap, and then you put the popcorn down in it. So it might be the pieces of that to put it together.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, I haven't opened it yet, so
yeah. Loose disc.
No. Loose disc. Take it back.
Yeah, take it back.
Something wrong with this. Sorry, sir. That was the last time. It's funny too because when I was shooting the reaction, I realized I'm like, I need to go back in and see if they have the ghost trap, because I kept hearing they were sold out. So I didn't even ask when I was at the thing. So they did.
Yeah.
Lo and behold. Let's see. Hopefully that's a great sign. And you're well on the mend. Yes, Caveman. I hope you're well on the mend, sir. Costume. Yep. Good morning, all. Day off at work. But 7 to 7.5 hour day. Woof. Tomorrow. Ugh. Luckily, love my job, though. That's good, Chris, man. I'm glad you love your job. What's it like having a job? I haven't had one for 2 months. That also explains why I'm only going to thrift stores to buy stuff.
Hey, that's all right. We all can do that once in a while anyway. You watch the budget no matter what's going on.
Oh, my God, yeah. Like, it's a good thing I ordered all those Cameron things, like, a month ago when there was still, like, money in the bank. Let's see. Fish and hey. All right, we're going to get to some topics here in just a sec. Smirk, what's up, Smirk88? Holland, good morning, mate.
Hello, Holland.
Greetings.
And Adrian.
I'm doing well. Adrian James. The third KB. Love it. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. All right, let's see. See if there's a couple more. Kyle says, good morning, Huck and Corey. Last week got Manchurian Candidate, K-19. Let's see. Aliens, Abyss, and nice.
That's a nice pickup.
Stocked up. You stocked up on the good stuff, man. Nope, I am not new. Okay, groovy. Well, nonetheless, new or repeat. Love that you're here.
Now we'll be on the lookout for Orange Peachy.
That's right. I also have a deteriorating memory. So, like this guy, Fish. Who's this guy? Hey, Fish. No, seriously, that's memory's fading, y'all.
Oh, I'm right there with you.
Look at that. KV's here. What's up,
hello,
party
KB.
people?
Hello, sir.
Oh, your eyes are dilated. Did you just go to the eye doctor? Get your eyeballs all...
Man, that messes with you for a while, too, after that.
It does. It does. Yeah. It's funny. I had these contacts and that optometrist let me try. It's like a free sample. And He goes, okay, these are sunglasses. They will polarize on your eyes. I'm like, get out of here. Really? So like, it's like having the sunglasses right on your eye. I'm like, yeah, let's try it. And I don't notice a difference. Like when they start to fade into sunglasses mode, to me, my vision, because it's right on my eye, it still feels like the same vision. But what happens is, you ever see Star Trek, right?
Yeah. Yep.
The Next Generation.
Okay. Yeah.
So Deanna Troy, she's a Beta Z, and her eyes are all black. Like it's an
Oh.
all black eye. She has no
Yeah.
pupil, no irises. It's just like, so that's what I look like. I look like sort of KB's eyes, but like all the way to the rim. And I was talking to my friend, and they kept looking at me like, they go, dude, what is wrong? I'm like, well, what? What are you talking about? He goes, dude, your eyes are this big. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I was getting panicky. And, finally I just turned my phone around and looked. I'm like, holy hell. Like, I completely forgot I was even wearing contacts. And it took a second for me to finally realize why my eyes were frightening little children.
They get you to panic for a little bit where you're just like, yeah, maybe I don't feel very good. I don't know. Maybe I should sit down.
You guys are right.
Those are crazy. I'd never heard of those before.
Yeah. I've not had them since. Let's see. The king has entered the chat. Neil. Indeed. Man, this is a chocked full opening chats, y'all.
That's awesome.
Usually, see what you done, Corey? Everyone's like exploding here. He's my favorite fish. Hey. Heard good things about Ghostbusters. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's just put a pin in this, because I think we're just going to keep getting great love. And let's get into stuff, shall we? Let's see. Let's go ahead and start with that. That's a great tee up for the box office. Here we go. So let's chat, sir, about what's out there and what's killing it. Obviously, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, #1 at 45. Do you think that is a good opening for a Ghostbusters sequel?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's solid. I mean, I don't know what their budget was for the movie, I guess, but
I think I heard they tried to keep it under 100 million, which is good.
Yeah.
That
seems solid, but I guess I'm not the best judge of that, but that looks like a nice big number for it. And I've been hearing a lot of buzz about it too, so that's a good thing.
I mean, I would say I saw it over the weekend and enjoyed it quite a bit. I got my 1 minute review out wearing the same costume.
Yep.
I was telling Corey before this, so it's kind of hilarious to go in the parking lot, in between screenings and just wear this, and like doing like all these takes to your camera. Hey, what's going on? The ghost meter in my hand, whatever.
People walking by, you're just like, nothing to see here. Just keep on moving.
Did that guy just catch a ghost? Is he for real? Yeah, that's what they think. Yeah, that's what they think. So Dune 2 popped back above Kung Fu Panda, which was enjoying the #1 spot for quite a while, over Dune. Like Dune Part 2 had 1 week at #1, and then Panda came in and Kung Fu'd it for 2 weeks in a row. And now they've just traded places, only by just a little over 1 million. So I think that bodes well for Dune 2.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I have not. See, this is where I'm going to be bad. I'm just going to throw it right now. I've only seen one movie off of this entire list right now.
Well, tell me what it is.
Late Night with the Devil. I saw
Great.
last night.
The one thing I haven't seen.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a new movie, Immaculate, came in at #4. Arthur the King is #5. And then you take it away. Late Night with the Devil, #6. How was it?
I enjoyed it very much so, but it's a horror movie, so you have to like that genre of movie. So if you're not into horror movies, don't go see it.
It's not your bag.
Nope. But I felt like it was a nice, refreshing, and I've heard other people say this too, so I'm not trying to steal, the thunder talking about it, but like it's a refreshing horror movie. It's different. It's not just a redo of a redo. It felt like a original idea. It's set on like a 70s late night talk show. So it's like it's supposed to be from the footage from it. So it's got a 70s look to the whole thing. The colors,
does it? Nice.
The actual visual film itself. And so it has a 70s feel to it. I would say it's a little bit of a slow buildup, but I thought it was worth it for the payoff, but it was not boring though for that lead up to me. I felt like it kept on keeping me intrigued, but it just is not like nonstop action. So just knowing that going into it as well. But
Slow burns can be good,
enjoyed
you
it.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it builds the characters, but then it also, this one I felt like it kept you guessing a little bit of what's going on, what's actually, I don't want to spoil anything, but I thought they did a good job with the way they built the characters up and built up to the conclusion.
Nice. You know, and I'm way late to this game, but I finally saw X a couple of weeks ago. Speaking of like that 70s like
Yep.
film stock and the vibe and the grain, I just love that. I love the tone of that film. It was really good. I'm sorry I was so late to it, but I loved it.
I actually only saw that for the first time last month in
Oh
February.
yeah.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep.
So
Yep. So I'm behind on that as well. Yep.
Look, eventually we get to it. That's why we love physical
Yep.
media. You know, you miss it in the theaters, you'll get to it at times.
Only so many hours in the day, and there's so many movies. Yep.
Yeah. Now, what about? Did you see the sequel, Pearl, or prequel?
I have not yet, so I still need to. I'm still behind on that one as well. So
I just saw that one last week. So,
how do you
I
feel?
will say,
oh, sorry. Go. I didn't mean to cut you off.
oh, I was just gonna say, I'm keeping track of all this on my letterbox too, which I'm happy to say I'm doing well this year with my letterbox.
I'm trying to do better with mine as well. But I was going to ask you, like, did you feel like it was a good sequel to X? Like,
It's a totally different.
well, I mean, not sequel,
tone.
but
yeah,
but
like Mia Goth is fantastic. I didn't like it as much as X.
okay.
It's talk about a slow burn. It's just all character. Like it's all her. It's a really long build to kind of like the old people that she's with, and I mean, she's the young Pearl. Like she's the old lady young.
Right. Right.
But she has these parents, you know, I say old people. So I started mixing the movies. See what happens? Just mixing movies. But she's really good, and it's a good film. I would watch, like, if you held two up, I'd watch X again.
Okay.
So
that's fair enough. Yeah. But, and then you got Maxine coming out here before Too Awful.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah,
are you planning on trying to see that after you've seen those first two? You going to see what they do?
Yeah. Now that I've seen them, I hope to see at least one of these in the theater. So
sure.
That is my plan, because I do have that, Regal card. So
yeah,
I have at least, you got to use at least twice to pay for it. So, and can't just see Ghostbusters twice. Try to use that card for a little bit more flexibility.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Have you seen? Speaking of horror, have you seen Imaginary?
I have not. No, I have not heard much about it. I mean, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know much about that one. Have you? Did you watch it?
No, I haven't seen that. I know it's like I always kept getting it confused with IF, Imaginary Friends, which is the Ryan Reynolds one coming out in November.
I actually did the same thing.
Yeah, Krasinski did. This is the horror one with the creepy Imaginary Friends. It's always funny how sometimes like a theme will come out and there'll be multiple movies of that take the same year. Like you had two Wyatt Earp movies, Tombstone and Wyatt Earp. You had Deep Impact and Armageddon all come out at the same time. Friends with Benefits and No Strings Attached. Like they all came out in the same year like that. I feel like a buzz must get around Hollywood, and it sounds like a good idea. So someone else says, Johnson, get on that. Write me a script today. We're going to start shooting tomorrow. We got to beat that other one out of the gate. Like, otherwise, what is it? I mean, it's just so random, right? That movies of the same ilk are literally dropped the same year.
Yeah, no, there's always been some things like that. But no, I was trying to get out to see a couple more horror movies out in the theater, but I don't know. There was some people talking about, I don't know much about it at all, but Immaculate was another one that I think is just out right now. But
that was number 4. Yeah.
But not to go off on too much of a tangent, but I'll have to say, like, so last night I got out to see Late Night with the Devil because it was very limited release around me. There was only one theater that was showing it, and they were only showing it for a couple more nights, and then it was going to be out of the theater. So I was like, okay, tonight's the only night I can see it in the theater. I want to go out and support that. Well, I go out there, and so smaller city, it's a Monday night. There's basketball going on, everything like that. I was absolutely the only person in that theater watching that movie. And I'm not afraid to say it kind of creeped me out just a little bit. and then no joke, when the movie got done, I was like, okay, this is kind of creepy. I go walking out of the theater, and right when I turn out of there, it goes to the concession stand. The concession stand's closed. Lights are off. Nobody's there. I turn around a corner and there's like a bar restaurant area. Lights off. Nobody's there. Nobody's at the ticket counter. I took a moment where I looked around and I did not feel great about the situation.
Oh
And then
my
somebody
God.
comes walking out of the bathroom and was like, "Oh, hey," and then walked out, and I'm like, "Okay, at least there's one other person around here right now." But it
And I love
freaked me
how,
out a little bit.
yeah, I like how comfortable they were with all the darkness. Hey man, what's
Yeah,
going on?
there's
It's
okay.
like you've been here before.
They probably got out of Ghostbusters or something. I was coming out of the
Wow.
horror movie, I guess, but
So clearly you saw the last showing
of that day. Well, there was
of,
only one showing
of the night.
yesterday. Yep, last
Yeah.
showing of that day. But
Yeah, it's always weird when you go out and everything else is just they're
yeah,
done.
I know, all by myself too. So yeah, it was a
Right.
different one. I got home
Oh.
and told my family that, and my daughter looked at me. She was like, "You went and saw a horror movie, and you were the only person in the theater." And I go, "Yep." She goes, She goes, "I would have walked right out, out of
Nope.
there." It's like I'm watching something else.
Right. Saying never again, Dad.
Yep.
Saying Johnny, what's up, brother? Laren, what's up?
Hey, Laren.
Look at that. Got some Laren here. Got some more Hayes in here. Hey, caveman. See, this is great. See, this is like I always tell everybody, this is like a cafe. You go to a cafe in the morning, all your friends show up at the table, and then everyone just starts saying, hey, that's what it feels like here in the morning.
Or like cheers when you walk in. Hey, Norm.
Like cheers. Norm.
Norm.
One of my favorite lines is, what's shaking, Norm? And he's like, what was it? 2 chins and 4 cheeks. And then sits down and starts drinking.
That was such a great show.
Hilarious. By the way, Michael, hey, good morning, buddy.
Hello.
Saying hey to you and me, KB. So Tiger Blue says, so many titles in those 12 boxes. Yeah. Oh, that I did, that I would have loved to get myself. I only ever see DVDs at your local charity thrift. Oh, really? Yeah. Actually, my Goodwill's like that. Every time I go into Goodwill, there's no Blu-rays. There was a time when there was, but every time I go in, I'm like, today's the day. Today's the day. And there's like, oh, here's one. And it's, it's like the most common thing. Oh, it's Star Wars, Solo,
Right.
So yeah, I never get at my Goodwill anything but DVDs, but those thrift shops do me well once in a while. I'll say that.
Yeah. Once in a great while, you can find a nice little gem in there.
Movie fan says, my kitty cat's actual cat, Sweet 16 was yesterday. Oh,
wow.
What kind of cat you got, Chris? What's your cat? What's up, partner? Hey, Fish, if you're still here, I got my coffee and I've already had my bowl of cereal. Nice.
Starting today.
Corey, what'd you have? What was your morning routine? What'd you chow? Yeah.
Actually, I'm not a big breakfast eater. I like breakfast food, but I don't on a regular basis. So this is where I'm going to be the bad person. Where I get up, I have a big mug of water, and then I have some type of caffeine. So like coffee or sometimes I am embarrassed to say a Diet Pepsi or something like that. But
oh, dude, I was addicted. Pepsi was my jam.
Oh yeah, I got to cut back on that a little bit. But I got some tea rolling today. I thought that sounded good. It was a cold, rainy day here too, so some nice warm tea sounded good.
Perfecto. You need nutrients in you, my friend.
Oh,
at least a power bar, or
I'll do that once in a while, like a granola bar or something. But I don't know. I wake up and I'm not usually that hungry, but I do love some breakfast foods. My wife makes an awesome biscuits and gravy with sausage. That's my favorite.
That's a Southern thing right there.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Now, where are you from? Are you from the South?
No, I'm in Iowa, Midwest.
Oh, yeah, Iowa.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good biscuits and gravy town too, right?
It's good. Yeah, got the meat and potatoes area and the biscuits and gravy and whatever you want. But
so is it more on the weekend then that you get your breakfast foods?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So either like the Saturday morning is sometimes a big one for that, or we'll do a thing in our house too. Even when so one of my kids, my son is out of the house already, and my daughter is soon to be probably. She's got some schooling left, but we would do once in a while breakfast for supper. So like at night, you're just like, we're having waffles and pancakes tonight, or whatever.
That's the best.
If
you tell your kids it's breakfast for dinner, they go nuts.
Yeah, yeah. So we have fun doing that.
It's funny too, because I'll look in the cabinet, I'm like, oh, I forgot to go get something for dinner.
Yep.
And like it's ever going to be a no, but I'll like slowly turn to Brooke. She's like 16, I'm like, do you want like I don't know, waffles tonight? Yeah, yes. Yes, please. I'm like, did I have to ask?
Yeah, it never was a hard sell on our side either.
Right. So yeah, love that. Yeah, in fact, she went to IHOP this weekend because she had a sleepover with her friend. So
Oh,
that was
nice.
heaven too. She got to go to IHOP.
Yeah.
Fish, I saw the video. I was a little disappointed you didn't grab burlesque. Glad you can. Oh, I'm going back, Fish. I'm going back. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's funny too because you're also trying to, since you're shooting at the same time, you're not really absorbing what you're looking at. So, like a peek behind the curtain, y'all. So, what I'll do is I shoot all the boxes, and then I'll put my camera away, and then kind of re-look at the box slower with my eyes, and just go, yeah, like that, just to see if I don't miss something. I'll still miss something, like burlesque, which I saw when I was watching my video back after I posted it, and I'm like, burlesque was in there, and I don't know why my eyes just didn't see it. So.
I could see that happening a lot, like going back and watching the video yourself and saying like, oh, I looked right past that one. It's so easy to do when there's so many lined up and you're trying not
That's
to
also
take all
why,
day.
yeah, and that's why I love when people watch it and they tell me, "Oh, why didn't you get this?" Like they see things that they would have got, and half the time I already have it too, or
Right.
I'm just not interested. But usually it's because I already have it,
Yeah.
because they were very common titles. It's like I was even telling the guy Mike that runs the store, I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for just any kind of like golden nugget in here, like an Arrow title or a Kino Lorber title, but
Right.
you just don't really see those
Right.
when you go out.
I agree.
Unless you're going to like a shop, like I know some guys go to Bull Moose. Did you go to Bull Moose?
I have not been there. No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Like Dave and the gang.
Yeah. There was when we went out, I was out in Tennessee with a meetup. We went to Orbit DVD, but then there was a couple stores we stopped in that was McKay's bookstore, and the place was huge, and it had a ton of used movies, and there was so much to go through there. They had some, you'd find some like nice titles like that or nice steel books as well. So it was a cool store.
Yeah. See, that's what you got to find is those kind that have those raritors, like Vince always tells me his breakfast. He had 2 sausage, 1 egg, 2 waffles. Dang, you literally had your own IHOP this morning.
That's right. Who needs IHOP? You got yourself at home taken care of.
Yeah. So, Scott. Hey there, Dimension. Let's see. Very jealous, mate. I only had a bowl of cereal today. Yeah, so did I. Well, as you know, like any day, like Tuesday, because like this always comes up very quickly, and I'm getting the wife and daughter out the door. I make all their lunches. I'm like, Alice on Brady Bunch. I'm like, here's your bags, as they head out. So I don't have time to cook anything. In fact, pretty much during the week, it is like cereals. But as soon as Saturday hits, it's either like bagels or eggs or waffles, like that kind of thing. Today's co-host has 158 subs. Give him 160. Nice. That's right, y'all. All right, so Corey, for those who might not be familiar with your lovely face, tell us a little bit about your channel, sir.
Well, I got a little channel called Wilkie's Movies and Music, and that right there, and been having fun with it. I'm new to the whole thing. I've been in chats and hanging out, following people for quite a long time, but pretty new still to doing it myself. But got out there, started doing. I got some good nudges from some friends. One of them that was in here earlier was KB, where he was nice enough to have me on his conversation before probably a lot of people who knew who I was, and he just he did that. It was in a good way, like accountability. It's like, okay, if you're saying this is a goal, this is something you want to do, what do you need to do to get doing it? And it was a nice nudge. I jumped in and started doing that, and then really gotten into live streams lately. I've been having fun doing that. I didn't know if I could come up with a better name. I think I called it the Movie Club because I was thinking it would be kind of like a book club where, I'd have somebody on, we'd pick a movie out where I could have, a chat with them to get to know them better. The people in the chat can also, have a Q&A with them, but then we'd have some movie that we could kind of dig into a little bit. But the big thing on that, I was always trying to make sure that the movie, doesn't always work, but trying to find movies that were available on a free streaming service as well. So if somebody wanted to watch the movie ahead of time and join in on the chat, there wasn't like a money barrier to keep them from doing that. So
excellent.
Having a blast with that though. Get to know a lot of great people, or get to know people that I've been following for a long time even better. So enjoyable.
And when you pick that movie, do you try to get something neither of you have seen, or maybe one has seen it, or what's the end goal there?
You know, I honestly, I'll reach out and see what they want. I want to make sure it's something that they are in for. You know, I don't want to just like pick a random movie. So there's a lot of times I'm looking for their feedback of what they would want to watch. And so far, it doesn't need to be a first time watch, because I've kind of thrown it out as it can be. You know, if it's one that you're like, I've always wanted to watch this and I never have, this will be my excuse to do it. Or if your all time favorite and you just want to share the love, or if you feel like it's underappreciated and more people need to know about it, you know, however we want to go about it. So it's just something we want to watch. So it can be a first time watch, but it doesn't have to be.
Love that.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah. So kind of fun just doing that, and then playing around on Instagram, throwing pictures out of movies and talking to people. So that's always been fun too. So
yeah. Well, dude, yeah, I mean, I love that show. So that's why I wanted to
oh, thank you.
To pimp it out a little bit.
Yep.
You know,
I
I'd love
appreciate
to
that.
come on there and play with you one time. That'd
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to definitely be doing that. I kind of just still, you know, like you said, when you do this, you have so much prep work that you do for your show, more than I do on mine. And so there's a lot of times when you're jumping on and trying to make sure, you know, everything's set up correctly. And some of this I'm still working out my, you know, the kinks in my game with it, and figuring out StreamYard and how I want to handle things, and even the show format itself. So it's been interesting, but yes, there's so many people I want to have on, you included. And it's just so many hours in a day, so many days in a week. And it's like, I can't wait to have, I have a long list, and believe me, you're on there, sir.
but that's the fun part too, is constantly adjusting what you do. Like even this morning show, like I've done so many different styles. Sometimes I'll try to make graphics and create a backdrop and all that. That became way too much work, you know, and then I got pretty much the same amount of views. So I'm like, all right, let's dumb it back down a little bit and just keep it easier for me. So it's always going to be a constant ebb and flow, and just, you know, keep doing what you do, you know, it's all good.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Like this lady's all good. She just subbed to you, Corey. Look at that. See the love? We got you a sub, baby. You know what's funny? Like Bonnie reminds me too. I can't tell you, I don't know if you're the same way, is how many times, because I see and talk and watch people so often, I could swear I'm already subbed to them.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And I was like embarrassed. Like, I don't know. Like I just went on somebody's channel. I'm like, oh my God, the subscribe button hasn't been hit yet. I've been watching them forever. I'm like, so, but you know, as soon as I see that, I'll rectify it, you know. But it is funny, like you're so used to like this whole community.
Yep.
It just feels like you're already subbed to people.
I've done that a lot of times. Or you're following them on Instagram forever and then didn't realize they had a YouTube channel, or vice versa. Or like, oh, you have Letterboxd. I didn't know I have that too, you know, and to go follow somebody. So yeah, and then I think I know I've done it where I thought I was subbed to somebody on YouTube and I ended up not being, and I fixed that. But I have times where I thought for sure I subscribed, and I go back some other time and it's showing I'm unsubscribed. So I don't know if there's any truth to that whole cleanup sometimes on YouTube or whatever, or a glitch where it takes subs off of people's channels. I
like
don't know.
On a certain day, your sub wasn't registered.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've been there before. Yep.
Yeah. YouTube. You know, my love-hate relationship with this thing.
Classic YouTube, right?
God. Let's see. Let's get some love here. Hey. Saying hey to Cave. Fish says, Laren, I'm here for a little longer. How are you, bud? Hey. Look at this. I wish there was I don't know. I wish I lived closer to that side of the country too, so I could be there when you guys have those get-togethers. It looks so fun when you guys were out at that Airbnb. I was like, look at those guys. That looks like a rad time.
It was a blast. I wish we were all closer too, because there's times when people are doing the ones out on the East Coast, you know, with the bull moose, and there's, you know, that's quite a trek. It was quite a trek for me for the Tennessee one, but yeah, the East Coast one would be even more so, where it's not realistic, but that's where our country is so spread out. So it's kind of That's kind of the bummer when you get to be such good friends with these people, and it's like, oh, Huck, you're on the West Coast, and then
I know.
somebody's on the East Coast, and somebody's right in the middle or down south, or
It's true. Yeah. I mean, somebody's going to have to pay to go somewhere.
Oh yeah.
And some are just, a couple of hours of a drive, which
Yep.
would be great.
Yep.
But Orange Peachy is saying, what's our favorite Ghostbuster movie? And for me, I think it's really just goes all the way back to the first one. That's the one I grew up with. Was at 84, 85, something like that. It just hit all the marks. I love that original cast from Saturday Night Live, most of them. There is, I will say this too. I'm not going to give it, say who it is, but there's a character, and maybe you don't even know it. So maybe this isn't giving away. It's just something to look into. There's a new character in Ghostbusters that is clearly physically modeled after the Egon Spengler from the animated series. So be on the lookout for that, because it's not even pointed out. It's not a thing. It's literally a subtle thing. So you'd have to even know that. Like everybody else I was with didn't even see the cartoon. So even when I told them, they didn't know what I was talking about. So there you go. So that way, if you're a fan of the animated series, see if you can find that
Cool.
nod to the cartoon. So what's yours, by the way?
I was going to say, I'm going to have to copy you. It's the first one as well. I remember seeing that in the theater and loved it. And I remember, listening to the soundtrack and everything like that.
Great.
But I'll always still remember too, I was younger and was with my parents. And I do remember there's certain movies, and that was one of them where, when Sigourney Weaver gets a little more seductive, towards that, I remember looking over at my parents and was like, am I supposed to be watching this? Like, or how far is this going to go? Kind of thing. But I do remember that. But no, I have great memories of that movie. It's a classic.
Oh man, when Sigourney starts floating and she's like, I'm like, oh, damn.
Yeah. There was a couple different parts, and I was just like, oh. And then when she went and grabbed Rick Moranis, and I don't know. There's so many parts in that where I remember looking over and was like, I'm not going to get in trouble because you guys brought me to this movie.
You brought me. I'll get you in trouble. Don't try me.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I look like a freaking Teletubby Mugalitos. Oh no. Really? Teletubby Mugalitos. I love it. KB always brings me some different mug. Mugalitos. KB and Mr. Scott. Hi. Pretty good. Look at people still saying, hey, people generally look more attractive as their eyes dilate. So that's a bonus. That's funny. Whoop, look how hot that guy just got.
All of a sudden, Huck's going out and getting those contact lenses.
I know. I'm like, hang on. Give me 1 second. Let's see. We got to reorder something. Yeah. Which is funny because I couldn't say there was one person that said you looked hot. It was more like, what is wrong with you?
Do you feel
That's what I got. I got that a lot. Yeah.
That's
holy hand grenades, y'all. There it is. That's what I always say. Holy hand grenades and chocked full and a humdinger. Good Lord. How old is Huck? Looking like Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that from the music.
Why did Wes
he would wear those but they were like always like the full black. I mean, like the whole eye pretty much. It was freaky looking.
Yeah, that was his look. Susan is out. Don't know where she's hunting. Well, what do you mean Sue's out? And what do you mean what's Sue going to get? What's everybody talking about? I mean, Sue just goes out like shopping like everybody else. What's Sue going to get? What's Sue going to get? Hey! What's Sue going to get? And these guys too. Now the Steelbook crew. Tell him, Sue.
What's Sue gonna get?
What's Sue gonna get? I don't know, but hey, what's Sue gonna get? I don't know, but that tees up our next topic pretty good. I gotta put a plug in it. So you gotta remember to doing these stars. That's the other thing, Corey, right? You gotta remember to like use those stars because boy, I was like, oh my God, I forgot the star. So I try to do it as often as possible. Here, we're gonna switch gears. There we go. So we're gonna call up since we want to know what Sue's gonna get. Well, we have to find out what's out there for Sue to get. So yeah, here we go. Now, Corey, you just give a big shout out if there's something you're a fan of. Phase 4, I don't even know what this is. Is that a bunch of ants? Let's take a look.
I don't know that.
Yeah, ants. Yeah, never heard. Oh, Saul Bass. Okay, Saul Bass. Yeah, he's a graphic designer, right? If I recall Tim a lot. Tim's in my head right now. He's always talking about Saul Bass posters. And I think this is like one of or the only movie he directed. I never heard of it, so
I haven't either.
And
Primal.
in 4K, let's see, what was the price on that? Oh, $50. So that will not be a cold buy for the huckster at all.
Me either.
I don't do that. I mean, and just look at this, Corey, how they have this laid out. So the next one is Spanish Bloodbath, Playgirl and the Vampire, 5-card stud. Then we get to Die For and Primal Fear. I mean, those are probably of everything here the most notable, and they come kind of late in the list.
Yeah, that's kind of. But Primal Fear, that's a good one. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I would like to rewatch that. But
yeah, Primal Fear was so good. No spoilers, but the twist in that is like, oh
yeah.
no, nice. Like
Yeah, but Richard Gere and Ed Norton, yeah, they were both great in it.
Fantastic in there. Yeah, so that would be good. I like that it's a Paramount Presents. I like that line. Iron Claw, Amelie, which I haven't seen since it came out, and really loved it. I remember enjoying it quite a bit. Question is, would I get the Steelbook?
I still need to see Iron Claw. I've been bad with new movies in theater so far here recently.
Yeah, I did pretty good because I'm a member of SAG, so I got a lot of the screeners.
Oh, sure.
But I never quite got to Iron Claw. Like I didn't get Triangle of Sadness. Wait, no, was that last year? No, what was the one? Anatomy of a Fall. I didn't see Anatomy of a Fall or Iron Claw yet, so I still got some.
I still need to watch. I really want to see Anatomy for a Fall. Not to hijack this thing, but it's. I just saw. I think it's on Hulu now streaming.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I was going to try to watch it off of that.
Yeah, man. You can catch it for free first. Mm-hmm. Especially like nowadays, like, when money's tight, you got to make sure it's something you're going to want in your collection.
Absolutely.
Before you go that route.
Yeah.
And then everything else, I can't even tell you. Look at this barrel. What? Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. They Drive by Night. That's a good, if you like older movies, that's not a bad one.
Here it is. Yeah. They Drive by Night. Let's take a look. George Raft, Ann Sheridan, Ida Lupino, Humphrey Bogart. Oh, it's Warner Archive. Oh, it's just too late because Warner Archive just had their sale.
Yeah.
4 for $49.
They have so many good movies that they bring out on that Warner Archive collection line.
I wish they did it biannual. Because. Also being out of a job, I only did one order of 4 for $49. That was it. Like I couldn't go crazy. I didn't, just pick 4 movies. So did you order anything during their sale?
I did not. I was pumping the brakes a little bit after that trip we were talking about. And then I recently picked up a few steelbooks from Walmart. And so I figured I was good to go.
You're good to go.
You are good to go for a little bit, but.
So how's your Walmart looking on their steelbooks? Is it pretty plentiful, or did you just luck out and there was like a few there and one is something you wanted?
There was, so I live out in the country and so everything's a little bit of drive, but there's 2 smaller cities that are close to me where, anyway, I was able to hit 4 within a relatively short amount of time. I needed to do some running around anyway in both of the areas. So I hit 4 of them. 3 of them were okay. One had a ton of steelbooks where I ended up finding Oppenheimer was one of them that I've been looking for a long time. So I was really surprised to see that out on the shelf. And the Walmart website said they were out of stock. They said there was none in stock at any of the stores because I've looked before I went out, kind of see which ones had more. And I was like, I'll just hit them all. But it was sitting out there. One has no steel books at all out yet. They don't have that stand that you've been seeing from people.
Yeah.
And so one is still behind the game of the other 3, but the other 3, 2 were kind of picked over and one had a pretty good selection at it.
Wow, the fact that you have that many that are close by.
Yeah.
Being in LA, that mine are a little spread out. I got kind of 2 up here in Santa Clarita, so that's about it. But yeah, I didn't have that stand. I guess they were just redressing everything because there was a 1 week they had a section right there,
Mhm.
but it was getting very thin and they weren't restocking. So it was like 4 movies in the section. It was just bare. And then the
Yeah.
next week I went, gone. The whole section was gone. And the Disney section, that big with their banner of the Disney, that had been put there instead of on the end cap. I'm like, oh, well, maybe now the steelbooks are on the end.
Yeah.
And they weren't. And they weren't anywhere. I'm like, are they going to be here at all? And it took about 2 weeks. And then I finally started seeing that, they finally put the display up. It wasn't super chock full like everybody else is like, look at all these. And it's like row after row. I'm like, no.
Mine was not quite like that either.
Let's see.
Paint Your Wagoner.
Yep.
That one's not a bad Clint Eastwood Western.
Yep. Paint Your Wagon's good.
Yeah.
Wednesday. I love that. Did you watch Wednesday? The show Wednesday?
I have not seen
We
that.
enjoy that. It's always hard to find something like to get the whole family to watch and that everybody gets into. So, get my daughter in. I'm like, all right, let's watch Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And she liked the first episode. I'm like, okay, cool. I think this will be another show we'll watch all the way through. But some like Loki season 2 gave up, they didn't even try on half of those Star Wars things.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And those, I don't know, they're okay. I just don't think a lot of those Star Wars shows are fantastic. Like, I love that when they started. Like, WandaVision was great. I loved probably the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian. Third season I thought was horrible. Like, how could you go from 2 really good seasons to one where all he's doing is because he took his helmet off? So, like, you're not a Mandalorian. I'm like, is that the plot of season 3? Is that he has to go dive into some water, get wet, and come back? I'm a man. I'm like, that is literally the arcing plot of season 3 is becoming a Mandalorian again. I'm like, oh.
I only saw the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, but I thought they were good. But then all the other Star Wars series I have not, and even the Marvel, I have not kept up with them.
Yeah. So I'd probably be interested in snagging Wednesday. Wish it was on 4K, but Blu-ray is pretty good. North Dallas 40. You ever see that? It's the old.
I've not. I know it. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah. And anything else? Stand and Deliver. Lou Diamond Phillips.
That's a great movie. That's a great movie. Just to the right of it, it's a weird one from Vinegar Syndrome, one of their partner labels, but that one right there.
This monkey. What?
Okay, I want to see it because I think it's kind of a documentary about, it was called Showbiz Pizza Place.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But they had the animatronic animals. You always, we had one growing up, and that was like a big thing when some kid that you knew would have a birthday party there, and it would have just like trash pizza, but you just loved, there was arcade games and these animatronic band, these animals that were, it was kind of like, it's Five Nights at Freddy's and that Willy's Wonderland are all kind of playing off of it. I'm so interested to watch that and see what they have to say.
Okay, now I'm interested. That sounds great. Yeah, we had a Showbiz Pizza, and we always went because me and my buddies, it was like, high school for me, and they had that arcade, and arcades were huge, man. Any place you could find a new arcade with new games, we were in.
Yep.
Let's see. Going to Money Talks, Chris Tucker, Charlie Sheen.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that in a long time.
And then some,
I know some people really like Good Burger too. That was a little after my time. I didn't really grow up with Good Burger, but I know there's a big fan base for that.
Yeah, it's funny because so Ken's here. What's up, Ken? So what up,
Ken.
y'all? The reason I bring Ken up is because when you said Good Burger, I remember when the Good Burger Steelbook came out, and I was like, because that's past my time too. I'm like, Ken, should I get Good Burger? And he goes, look, I'll be honest, it's not a good movie, but nostalgia, if you grew up with it, you might like it. So I was just kind of like, yeah, that's probably then. I need to probably see it first, see if since I don't have nostalgia, it has to be a good movie, right?
Yeah, I was just saying the other day that nostalgia trumps talent or trumps a good movie. Like, you could be like, it's a horrible movie, but I grew up with it. I loved it. I remember renting it all the time, and I got to have it. But is it good?
Yeah.
Probably not.
So there's a bunch of stuff coming out, and like I said, I don't think there's a ton of like A+ stuff, but there's always a bunch of anime near the bottom.
To
And
Die For, I've
strange.
heard a lot of people. I've actually never seen that with Nicole Kidman, but I've
To Die For
heard
is
a lot of
really
people.
good.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's interesting that it's a Criterion. That's I don't know if I would have said like I don't know a Criterion for To Die For. That's cool. Um, let's see, is that and that's a Blu-ray, so you can get that half price. Well, I guess that's probably 50% off.
Yeah, I think they have the Blu-ray and
during the
the
sale.
4K. I think was way up at the top.
Yeah, the 4K was at the top.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't mind checking that out. But I definitely only pick up Criterions on those half price sales. Even half price, they're not the cheapest things in the world.
I know, and that's another thing you got to be careful too. Is like if you got plenty of disposable money, you can rack up during those sales, but it's also a lot of blind buys if you haven't seen them. So blind buys at $25 is more than a blind buy at $4,
Exactly.
which is that's why I go to the thrift stores, so I can say I've never seen that, and this is how much it is to rent. Isn't it crazy, Corey, how it's weird that no matter what you seem to want to watch, like we do the Collectors Club, recommendations and stuff, it doesn't matter what it is, that movie's for rent. It's rare I actually find it for free on any of the streams. It's like, God, there's still so much stuff, even when you have Prime or you have Peacock or whatever, it's still, you have to pay. I'm like,
yeah,
gosh, how do they decide what movies you can actually see for free?
Yeah.
No,
I've ran into that before too, where I was starting to cut back this year on some of my streaming services because I kind of went overboard for a little bit, and I was like, I'm not really utilizing them to the full extent, so I was cutting back on that. But I noticed the same thing. I was like, okay, I have all of these, and yeah, to find something that you're like, okay, seriously, it's not on one of these because it's covering most of the major studios and everything. But
yeah. So Chris says, I still got to watch X and Pearl. Love 70s and 80s films or films that reference those decades. Huxton knows. Yes, sir. Now, our friend, he is a big Hot Toys collector.
Okay.
And talk about not cheap. Hot Toys are not cheap, but boy, are they look great.
Yep.
What's up, Ken? Hey, Ken, did you enjoy your time being just Ken? I'm just Ken. That was so good at the Oscars. It's been a while, buddy. So Imaginary opening weekend, it was awful. If you must watch it, just wait for streaming. See, that's what I love, Tony. I'll take your word for it then.
And I could see that one hitting streaming pretty quickly too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain movies you're like, it doesn't take many of them very long anymore to get out on some streaming service.
He seems like a really cool guy, because he is.
Thank you, sir.
Just about one of the coolest there is.
I appreciate it.
You're off to work. Fish.
Have a good one, Fish.
Have a good one, bud. Larry saying, love that breakfast for supper.
Yeah,
right,
awesome.
y'all?
I don't know why, but you get a kick out of it when you do it.
Let's all have breakfast for supper tonight.
There you go.
Yeah, it's funny. Corey, you're from Kirk's homeland.
Yeah. Yep.
Live long and prosper. Iowa. It's true. Whoops. Yeah. I had eggs a few times for dinner. It's heaven. Mm-hmm.
So many ways you can make them. I love eggs.
Yeah, I got one of my friends that lives right down the street. They have chickens in their backyard. So they're always like, hey, you want some eggs? I'm like, sure do.
Yeah.
Eat breakfast every day. Yeah. So let's see. What about some other new good stuff? Hang on, let me make this proper. So what do you think, my friend, about The Ghost with the Most?
I'm looking forward to it.
The juice is loose, as he says. So we got Beetlejuice coming out. Are you excited? What's your excitement level?
I'm pretty excited. I always enjoyed, it's one of those that there's a lot of these sequels and remakes that come out, and I'm trying to just keep an open mind and be cautiously optimistic about them. I love that, seeing the names of who's in the movie. If some of the original cast wasn't joining in with it, I would have a lot different feeling about it. Love the original. So I just hope I'm hoping for the best with it. I'm going to go in with an open mind, and I've been purposely not watching much of trailer wise or anything like that.
Yeah.
So how about yourself? What do you think?
Yeah, it's pretty high. I mean, it's been like what, 36 years, because it was 1988.
Yeah.
With the first one, and that was about the same amount of time between the two Top Guns, and it was a long wait, but Tom crushed it. Tom and Company killed that movie. I love that movie. It's my favorite movie of the year. That and Everything Everywhere All at Once. So the thing is, Beetlejuice is the kind of movie though. Like some people just aren't Beetlejuice fans, but a lot are. Whereas I feel like more people, you would say, if they had seen Top Gun, we're Top Gun fans. I don't know too many people who go, I hate Top Gun, So this is one I think it's going to talk about your nostalgia. So nostalgia is going to bring a lot of people out. Maybe interest because of Jenna Ortega. I mean, you can't pick a more bankable young star as the daughter to get butts in the seats because she's so good at Wednesday. So she can do that. Now, I know the character's not the same, but we know she can do the dark thing pretty well. But Winona does that. Like that's Winona's character in this. So I don't even know. Like Jenna, if you've seen the trailer, doesn't even look like a goth child. You know what I mean? Have you seen the trailer yet?
No. I've kind of been holding off on a lot of this stuff, but I might end up seeing it before the movie comes out. But sometimes I'm afraid they give away too much sometimes on the trailers.
Well, here's the good thing. It's just the teaser, so it's beautiful because it gives nothing away. It's literally character shot. Beetlejuice, juice is loose, and it's over. I'm like, cool. I don't know anything about this except one of the characters dies. I think it must be the husband, right? They're at a funeral. So Jeffrey Jones is the only one not in it. But yeah, apparently Catherine O'Hara, like everyone's back, and I hear she's super funny. I watched a Michael Keaton interview last night. It's only like 6 minutes long, and he was saying, if you thought Catherine O'Hara was funny in the first one, wait till you see her in the next one. And he just kept saying, and I know this sounds, egotistical, but this movie's really good. It's really good. Like I like that he sounds very excited for people to see this. Because again, like Top Gun Maverick, it took them a long time to get back because he also said he would meet with Tim Burton and they would always talk about this. They go back and forth, doing this or not doing this. So it really must have had something special to finally like I almost don't want to see the trailer, like the real one when it comes out, like you. It's like now I don't want to know anything. I've seen just enough to go, Keaton looks good, they look good, Jenna looks good. And like I said, Jenna, like Winona Ryder still looks it's funny that 36 years later she wouldn't have changed her look and her habits like from Gothic. Like people usually get out of those phases, but it's kind of funny that she's just completely still the same dark child.
Just like, it's working for me. I'm going to write it out.
Right. So I think it stands to reason that Jenna won't be that at all. Like, even though just because she's her daughter, I don't think she'll be that at all. So that's what I don't want to know about. Like, I have enough from the teasers, just like people. Keaton looks great. And people are also saying he looks much older. Of course, he's 36 years older.
Right.
And yes, you're going to have to explain that. And yes, he shrunk his head at the end of the first movie and his head's back, But movies like this, supernatural kind of stuff, I think that's easy, Somebody sprinkles him with head growth serum and he's back to normal.
Or just even being the in the audience, just not thinking about it too much. Just have fun, go in and watch the movie and be like,
just like Beetlejuice is back.
Like, no, let's have fun with it. But no, I'm looking forward to it. Cautiously optimistic is how I would put it.
Van Gold says if we come to Colorado, we have Entertainment, and they do use movies. Great store.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Corey, sounds like fun. Everybody wants to just do lives with you, bro. Just subscribe. Look at that. I got another one.
Thank you very much.
Corey, look at that. Okay, so hang on 1 second. Let's see if I can help you out with that. This is the love we show. All right, so here, there you go. I just copy pasted his link all the way at the bottom, Chris. Go get it. Go sub it.
Thank you very much.
Found you, Corey. Oh.
That's all
this
right.
happens every time. I don't look ahead. I just see what's there. I address it. I get on tangents, all the time. and then literally right under it, found it. Literally
right.
the next thing.
Well, thank
Not-
you,
not-
everybody. That's awesome.
yeah.
But no, I'll do the same thing where I'm like I'll look at something, somebody be like, "Oh, bye, Corey," and I'm like looking, I'm like, "Oh, that probably was 30 minutes ago that they said that." It just took me that long to get to it.
KB, that's exciting, my friend. Yes. Look, let me know. 100%. I will meet you at Amoeba. It'll be a good time. Grab some grub, talk about life. Oh, I get to. So, KB, it's going to be hilarious. I know you're like, what, 6'4"? I'm pretty much a foot under that. So, you know, it'll be like twins. I'll be like Danny DeVito next to you.
That's funny. That'll be awesome for you to
'Cause,
do that. But Amoeba sounds like an awesome store too. I've seen videos of it before, but anyway,
Oh,
sorry,
yeah,
I didn't mean to
Amoeba-
cut you off.
Oh, no, not at all. No, Amoeba's terrific. Yeah, it's funny. It's gonna be fun because fans of something came out here a while ago, and Eddie's super tall too. And the one thing Eddie says is, he goes, "Yeah, it's great to meet Huck. It was fun, but yeah, he's little. That guy's little." And I'm like, "No, Eddie, no, you're just really tall. Like neither of us are in the middle. You're super tall, and I'm kind of short. So yeah."
Now I know, like not super long ago, Amoeba moved stores, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
And is it still as large as what it was, or
it's still pretty big? Yeah. I mean, the charm of that old space is gone, you know, because of the way it was laid out and stuff. It was like an older building. It was a cool looking building.
Yeah.
And now they're just more in a standard storefront.
Okay.
But inside it still has lots of character. And it's massive. Like they have a legit big movie section, as big as they do have a music section. So yeah, you can get lost in like hours in there. Easy.
Cool.
So be prepared. So yes, KB, we have to like put trackers on each other so we can find each other. Place is so big. I think that YouTube sometimes purges people you are subscribed to. That are times I know that I'm subbed to, and when I resub, it remembers my bell notifications. Oh, that's interesting. Oh.
I honestly wish there was a way on YouTube that some of you subscribe to, just like you have the bell for all notifications. I wish you could automatically put the notify me button on any of their like live streams. You know, like when I'm following you, Huck, and you do this morning when you post your morning mug, I have to go out there and then there's the remind me button or notify me button that you can put on the live stream. I just wish you could have an option that like you could automatically have all the people you subscribe to. You could say like, yep, just always auto notify me on any of those. You know, there's a notification that's coming up, but then when you actually go live to get that notification again for sure. And
oh, right. Yeah. Cause I always put all, like it always says like off, custom, or all. And I always just click all because I want to know. Yeah. And that's what happens too. I don't know. Sometimes I don't get notifications for a lot of people when they post. And I think that's the algorithm issue with YouTube. Yeah. Because I know when I was, they claimed something was wrong with my channel, but they won't tell you. So I purged like dozens of videos, millions of views, just in the hopes, I guessed, because I was done trying after that. If they said nope, I'm like, whatever. But like that caused an issue suddenly with my channel. Like I post a new video and like the normal eyes on that type of video were half.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so does that mean now that I was forced to do that, those type of videos that people liked, they left? Like, because you made me get rid of it? Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what the algorithm issue is, but yeah, I feel like my stuff it's getting back there, but I feel like it took a hit.
Yeah.
You know, like when you take a break, I guess. Oh.
Hey, Jeff.
What's up, bud? Jeff's always popping in. Look at that. Craig subscribed. Nice. You guys are in for a treat, man. You guys are going to have all kinds of a wealth of goodness to dig through when you get there. The contact lenses maybe look like Deanna Troy. They would work better. Yes. I feel like I have crazy eyes. Says, hey. There it is. That's right. Look, I tried to retire that What Sue Gonna Get because I felt like there's no more Best Buy and the Steelbook crew doesn't go there. But, Adrian James always wants to see it. He's like, what's Sue going to get? I'm like, I keep trying to retire that, man, but I can't. The fans want it. The fans need it.
Now we'll just have to be hearing what she's picking up at Walmart, I guess, right?
I know, right? Although there is a snippet of Walmart in there. It's funny because it's got Walmart, Target, Best Buy.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's all over. Maybe I'll just retweak it so it's literally just a Walmart. Or I'll have to try to find like maybe clips from like your videos, Dave's videos, where you're in weird places, like not weird, but alternate places like Bull
Right.
Moose or what was it, McKay's?
Yeah, McKay's.
Like those will have to be in there. Amelie is amazing.
I'll check it out.
Agree, Johnny. I haven't seen it in a very long time. Due for rewatch, but it was an instant purchase after I rented it. Nice. Isn't it great when movies are free for streaming? If you have the apps, just watch Grease. Oh, Grease. Yet again, last week's favorite musical. Grease is the word, man. Yeah, I love Grease. It is my all-time favorite musical. John, look at Johnny's here saying hey to Johnny. Corey, do you have a favorite musical?
So this was one I was super late going into. There's going to be two that I'll throw out there, one newer and one older. So I was never a big musical fan, nothing against it, but I just never really watched it a whole lot. But so La La Land, I saw that just like year or two ago. So I was really late to that. I enjoyed that one a lot. And Singing in the Rain.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So I enjoy those.
See, hot take. Haven't seen that yet. Have not seen Singing in the Rain yet. But what is great about, so I'm doing the 52 movie challenge this year because it was on my resolutions for last year. Epic fail. Didn't do it at all remotely whatsoever. So I said, you know what? I'm going to put it back on this year and literally commit to it because it's a great way to see movies I haven't seen, because for each category, I'm trying to pick something I haven't seen. So every one of them is going to be a new watch, except like there's one you get to and it's called your favorite movie. So apparently that's going to be the one rewatch, right? So unless it's something that says something that, rewatch something you love, it's all going to be new watches. So for example, I just watched A Clockwork Orange for the first time on Sunday.
I have never seen it.
Have you seen that?
Well, I have not seen it. I've just heard crazy things about it, and I've seen little meme clips from it and stuff. But.
It's crazy. I'd love to talk KB. I don't know if you're still in here. I'd love to talk to KB about that because, it's funny. Like it's a very dark, disturbing film. Right. And I get it. Like it's also Kubrick. So people say Kubrick's a genius. And a lot of his films, like it almost just, everyone just says all of his films are masterpieces, which is a little, like you can't, I don't think that's fair. Like even Spielberg, all of his movies aren't masterpieces. Even Hitchcock, all of his aren't. So for me, it was good. But when I go to Letterboxd, I see a lot of 5 stars. I'm like, it's a 3-star for me. And I think KB came close. He had 3.5. So I feel like, we're in the same ballpark when we think of this movie. Because it wouldn't be a rewatch for me. It's very hard to watch. And when it's over, I'm like, cool. Now I get what the fuss is about. I understand what it is that people like about it. If you like that kind of dark, disturbing stuff, if you're a fan of that, it's probably one of the best. So I get it. 5 stars, but.
Well, and it's one I've never seen, but I've heard, tons of things about it. But one thing I wonder, and I'm sure there's some people that truly it's like, it's a 5-star for them. No question. No, they weren't influenced at all. But, one thing I do when I watch the movies and I go out to start now rating them on Letterboxd, I purposely do not look at what my friends have rated the movie. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you might be like, oh, that was I'm not saying you would do it or anybody else but once in a while, I think myself anyway, I'd be watch a movie and maybe I'd be like, that was a 2.5 or 3. And then all my friends I'm seeing, like, they're all 4 and 5s. Then I'm just like, oh, maybe I'm wrong, kind of thing. But I purposely don't look at other people's ratings before, or if I can, I mean, sometimes I do, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's not every movie is going to hit the same for everybody, and doesn't mean anything's wrong with them, but.
That is funny about seeing other people's ratings because I definitely don't look at them before I go watch the movie, right? Because I just want to see the movie. But it is funny when I'm going and I'm about to post my my stars, I'm like, oh well, I mean, I'm not going to be that guy. Like I love that you all have 5 stars, but I'm like, I'm going to put 3. So now they'll see me. I'm like, why doesn't Huck love that movie?
Yeah, but I've done the same thing. But I just remembered like a couple moments where I'm just like, oh yeah, that was a 3 for me. And then I go look, and I'm like, all of a sudden, I was like, wait a minute, all these people have 4 and 5s. Like, okay, do I need to think about it again? No, and they're like, no, that was my initial reaction. That's what I'm going to rate it at.
You're like, maybe I'll just add a half.
A half.
just to make them happy, like them happy, not you. Like, but if I add a half, I'll have more cred with them.
Just give a little bit. That's funny.
That way, it's not really taken away from you, but it's giving something. Whatever, yeah. But yeah, Chris, we talked about Wednesday is coming out. Today.
I need to watch that. I've heard good things about it, but I have not seen it.
I like that a lot. That's very good. But yeah, Tony, I'm with you. Mando 3, huge dip. What a snooze. As I call season 3, Mando Snorian. This is just put you to sleep. Obi-Wan was great. I thought it was good. I didn't think many of them were great, but I liked it. I liked it enough. But like, to me, the great one was WandaVision, because that was super unique. I don't know if you watched any of those. Corey,
I have not.
WandaVision.
Marvel I checked out on. I love I don't know. It's nothing. I'm not poo-pooing on it, but just after Endgame, I kind of just started tailing off on some of the Marvel stuff. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
But I have
Megan likes you. Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, it was super unique in that, like, Wanda was going through, like, she grew up watching all these sitcoms, and so she creates this sort of world, because she lost her children. So it's all magic. So her kids are back, and Vision's back, because if you saw the movies, Vision's dead, right? But Vision's back, and it's all Wanda controlling everything. And each episode is a step up in a decade of sitcoms in its shooting style, in its acting style. And I think Susan Olsen should have got the Emmy that year, because it's so, when people, break the norm and do something really different and unique, they're never rewarded for that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it took Tatiana Maslany almost near the end to win for Orphan Black, right? Where she plays like all these different versions of herself. I'm like, come on, nobody's doing that. Give that, and she finally gets it. Like, Scott Bakula should have won for Quantum Leap, because he's not only playing himself, but he has to jump into a character and then play the character who is also himself. And it's just like, and he was nominated, never won. I'm like, so
that is a great show.
I know, right? So Susan Olsen, I felt not Susan Olsen. That's Cindy Brady from Brady Bunch. The Olsen twins, Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah,
thank you.
Man, I was blanking too.
It's like Susan Olsen is the young child from Brady Bunch, who I also met. She was actually my daughter's acting coach briefly.
Oh, cool.
I remember walking in and going, like, hold on, don't faint out too hard. Hold on, pull it back. But I did do one of these. All right, hey Brooke, let's get a shot with your teacher.
Yeah, all right. Peace out. Right?
Yeah, what a nerd.
Hey, can you sign this piece of paper too?
Right, that's just random. Can you say Brooks headshot? But on the back though. But on the back. Yeah.
You can say hi to Huck on there.
Yeah. I call her Huck at the house. Could you just make it up to Huck?
little nickname we gave to her, just between us.
Yeah, it's like all the Hucks as we grow up. It's our last name. It's like you.
Yeah. Yep.
So you have Wilkie.
Yep.
So we both kind of lean into that nickname part.
Yep. Absolutely.
So that's why you chose the Wilkie, right? Is that why you leaned on your nickname as your channel name?
Yeah. I didn't know. I mean, I created the name and created the channel like way before I did anything, and so maybe if I thought about it again, I'd do something a little different. But that's a nickname. Actually, my grandpa was Wilkie, and it kind of been passed down. My dad was a Wilkie. My older brother was a Wilkie. I was Wilkie, Wilkes or Wilkie or whatever. And then when I first started it, I was like, not to sound bad, but at first I was like, I didn't know if I wanted my people immediately around me to know I was doing it. So I was like, well, maybe I'll change it from like my regular full name to something a little different. And so that's what I came up with. So
that's great. Yeah. Well, I remember too, like there was a lot of Brian, like Brian's my first name. Yeah. So there was a lot of like Brian Goes Blue is already out there, So I'm like, there's a lot of Brian's out there. And there's movies with Ryan. So I'm like, let's just go with Huck, So that's part of what played into just picking that, because there were no other Hucks. So
kind of funny story though, when I at first I had it just my full name, and then when it was posted as a channel. And it was funny. I had a couple people that knew I did that and followed me, just a couple people before I actually even posted anything on there. So I was like, okay, well, that's cool. You're being supportive. But then I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to change the name from my full regular name. And so at the very first, I put Wilkie's Movies and More. And literally the next video after I posted that, and then the next video on my feed I pulled up was Tony's Movies and More. Tony. And so I was like, I got to change it. I was like, I probably just had it stuck in my mind because I was already following him. And I had to and I was like, okay, I don't know why, but I was like, I got to change it because I felt like maybe I'm just copying him, and I didn't realize I was doing it. And I like music a lot too, even though I've leaned into movies way more on my channel. I wanted to leave the door open, I guess, to talk about other things as well. So then it was changed quickly to movies and music.
Nice. Yeah. I think I got dyslexic earlier. I think I said music and movies.
It's all right.
When I was saying your channel.
I say it wrong when I say it wrong myself when I try to record a video or on a live stream. So
you're like, whoops. Well, yeah. That's the other reason too that I picked the Pop Culture Cafe, because I looked around. I'm like, well, I like talking about toys sometimes, posters, movies, television, and so I tried not to find a word that was locked me in at just movies. So if I felt like doing something else I liked, that title gave me the freedom to do it. And I wanted it like a title that's like, what's a warm, inviting thing? Like, and then I was like, I'm like diner, cafe, like diner. And diner didn't quite work, but cafe seemed to work because I like Friends a lot. So you got Central Perk. I'm like, Friends, and Friends is a bunch of friends showing up, and Friends, they have a good time on that. So that was kind of a big push. That's also why, if you look, there's a little bit of an inspiration. If you look at this logo design, that is totally the Friends, the Friends logo, but just reimagined.
But see, I like colors. Yours. I like yours. It seems like it flows well when you say it. Huck's Pop Culture Cafe. I don't know why. It just seems like it flows. Mine, now that I look at it, I'll even twist up I feel like mine's a tongue twister. So I'll mess it up and I'm like, oh, I gotta restart that video or.
That's when you just say, welcome to my channel.
Yeah. Then I'm just like, give up. And I'm just like, hey, it's Corey.
Right. Hey, it's Corey. How's it going?
Yeah.
Collector says I should watch Andor. I did watch Andor. I liked it. It's a lot of, it's very funny. There's some memes out there that talk about just how much walking and talking are in these Star Wars shows. Like Mandalorian will literally walk around the corner, like on the desert, and just walk, and then Andor walking. It's kind of funny when you start watching it. You really start to notice, wow, there's a lot of walking in these things.
Yeah, you're like, could have those first 2 seasons been 1 season if they would have cut out some of that walking?
Some of the walking. But Sarah's here. Good morning, Sarah. How are you, girl?
Sarah. How are you doing?
Mega Mike. To Die For, any good? I remember liking it quite a bit. So hang in there, Mike. Maybe somehow we'll need to, recommend it. Although that is honestly, I'm not going to recommend it to you unless it's free, because I'm not going to make you buy the Criterion. I don't remember it well enough to tell you it is worth $25.
I wonder if it's streaming anywhere right now.
That's what I remember for that. Yeah. Sarah, you got your True Lies? Dang, girl. Look.
That's a fun movie.
Look, let's tee it up here. Oh yeah. So whoops. I didn't mean to hit stop on that. So what do you think about these? Right? Speaking of, Cameron's finally got his goodies out.
So I'll start with that. It's awesome that they made it to 4K, that they all got out there. I was excited when they announced them. I'll admit I have not purchased or pre-ordered any of these yet.
I love it. Corey,
I get busted.
Play by your own rules, baby.
Hey, so they came out when I had that trip planned and a few other purchases planned, and I was figuring these are major studio releases. People have been clamoring for them for a long time. And if I wasn't worried about, getting a slip or not, I would be surprised that these are not around for quite a long time.
Yeah.
So I don't know what are your thoughts on them?
Well, even like Oppenheimer surprised people and sold out, and they're like, oh, okay. But because they're not, limited, they just went back to the press and said, well, okay, we need more Oppenheimers.
Yep.
So those are coming back out. Like I'm seeing that and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure I can't believe they didn't expect fans to go nuts and want these. And now they're like, oh, we ran out. That's what I feel has happened because I did order these a month ago from the Disney Movie Club. And it still says processing on the order. Not shipped, not on its way, not out for delivery, all the stuff you want it to say, but processing. Yeah. So I don't know where mine are. And that's the other thing too, is like, it's also, like you said, you just went on your trip and stuff. And these are coming out at like $25 each. That's still $75 for 3 movies. Like when you look at it, you're not thinking, oh, this is going to cost me close to 80, almost,
Yep.
Nearing that $100 mark for just 3 movies.
Yeah. So I had those expenses going on. I knew I was buying some other movies, and at the price point that they're at right now, that's some of those where I know I want them. They will be in my collection someday. But that's one of those things where I look back and I'm like, I point the wrong way, but I have unwatched ones in the pile that I could dig into those instead of buying new ones, to add more to, so I'm like, just relax. These are not obscure titles. They're not obscure actors and actresses in the movies. I'm like, they're studio releases. I think they have to be around for quite a while. So I'm holding off, even though my knee jerk reaction was like, I had the pre-order page up right away when I heard about it, but then I was like, I'll hold off. But.
And it's funny too, because I guess fans hold Cameron to such a high standard. I mean, you've seen all over YouTube, people are just like, oh my God, these transfers, they're uneven and not good. And I don't know. But some are saying it's the best they've ever seen. I don't know. I think we're just lucky to have all 3 of these on 4K. Some, the first time ever, True Lies in the Abyss on Blu-ray. I haven't even had that. So I'm thinking too, like, I don't know, we'll put in your Blu-rays that maybe the Blu-rays won't look as waxy as the 4Ks with the HDR, right? That, have people moaning and groaning. Put in the Blu-ray instead. Maybe those look good.
That's probably where I sound like too basic on this stuff. So I'll probably throw them in, watch them and be like, yeah, it looked good.
Yeah, exactly. I know what people are talking about.
Yeah. I remember VHS tapes. So I was like, it looks good to me on the 4K or whatever.
I know, like VHS, you get those lines that, because the tape's been wrinkled. You're like, it's par for the course.
Yeah.
Look, at least no more wrinkles.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think about the full? Now, I found this thing, but of course, missing off of this is Terminator 2. Mm-hmm. But everyone like craps on that transfer. But we also have Titanic and the 2 Avatars. Have you picked up any of those?
I have not.
The answer is no.
I have not. I have not either. So I'll say Titanic. Wait, no, I don't want to lie. I thought I had that on. No, I don't think I had that on. I have Avatar on Blu-ray, the first one. I'm going to also admit that I've never seen The Way of the Water yet. So,
well, I mean, people always say what they say. Did you like the first Avatar?
I enjoyed it, but I also did not. I enjoyed it, but I wasn't rushing out to see the second one. And that's not a knock against the movie, but I also have a harder time going out to the theaters for 3-hour movies. Whatever reason, it throws a little bit of a speed bump for me to get out.
It's very hard. Like, I didn't see Killers of the Flower Moon until I could see it streaming.
Yeah.
And it's a great movie, but it's a long movie. Like, actually, I've said this before, it's a movie that would have benefited from being a mini series instead of a long film.
Yeah.
Because what you don't get is the perspective from Lily Gladstone's character enough. It's really all just from Leo and De Niro's perspective.
Yeah.
So I think if you'd had that, more perspective from her, she might have been able to challenge Emma Stone for that Oscar.
Oh, sure.
But Emma is entirely Poor Things. Mm-hmm. And the growth of that. Talk about it, Kara. Did you see Poor Things?
I have not seen it.
Yeah, well, it's so funny that her character grows from like almost this infantile brain to growing and learning, and then at the end, she learns. So there's a performance that grows as well. So can't wait for you to see that. It's a very strange movie.
I heard be ready for it.
Lots of furious.
Yeah. I heard. That's what I've heard. So,
I mean, God bless her. She didn't shy away from that at all. Oh, sex with Mark Ruffalo and other people. Sure.
No, I've heard, very divisive things on that movie. I'd say, it's kind of a love or hate it kind of a movie. But I don't know. That one's, and this is not a knock against it, and I love Emma Stone, but that's not one I'm going to be. There's others in line ahead of that to be seen by me. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Tony was the same way. Tony's like, well, that wasn't his cup of tea. Those kind of things he doesn't look forward to.
Yeah.
Mike, sorry, City Slickers wasn't streaming. Was it not even to rent for because I have to rent one of ours for like $3.99 also. But I hope the Blu-ray was at least a cheap price. Sarah says, "Heck, I still need to." Oh yeah, you still got to see Poor Things. All right, it's a crazy one, Sarah. Just gonna warn you. I'm saying, lots of furious jumping, furious jumping.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, To Die For is kind of a surreal May December seduction. I think you'll enjoy it. Oh. Can't wait for Beetlejuice too. Michael Keaton used to be a highly underrated actor. Oh man, he's so good now. I mean, like, he's really. Did you ever see the Oscars when he was up for Birdman? Corey?
I've always just seen clips of it.
Yeah, because he was up against Eddie Redmayne for Theory of Everything.
Yeah.
And, I start to get frustrated with biopics now because I feel like if you impersonate someone, you're going to win the Oscar. I'm like, I'm just so over, like, because you have a reference of what that person is like. So if you enjoy someone's impression, and I'm not trying to like belittle Eddie Redmayne's thing, but so many people, the year they win, it's for biopic performances. Like, Rami Malek getting for I didn't think that was the strongest performance as Freddie Mercury, but it's Freddie Mercury. It's a biopic. Everybody knows Freddie Mercury. So I think that helped tip the scale to his favor.
Sure.
And then so when Michael Keaton, which had kind of like a fresh, take with the Birdman, and he was up against Eddie Redmayne, I'm like, oh, I have a feeling he's gonna lose because everyone knows what Stephen Hawking looks like and acts like, and he nailed it. And of course he won. And I think there's a shot of Michael Keaton pulling out his like acceptance speech. Like you can see a piece of paper in his hand, and then he just kind of tucks it back in his pocket. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sad for Michael.
So in your mind, and I think I'm in agreement with you. If you're saying you've put a little bit more into if somebody has to come in and like make their own interpretation and create this character. Like you have this script, but that's the words on the paper. Like how do you bring that character to life and to put themselves into that?
100%.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, to me, like if you're creating something from thin air and making it and it kills, like I have more appreciation for that kind of character build and development than relying on, I have so much fun. I can research Hawking. I can research Freddie Mercury. Okay. So you better be good then because you have so much to base your performance on. So, and I think, also like, girl from, the Jerry Maguire girl. Zellweger. Yeah. She just won for playing, a star, like Judy Garland. Wasn't it Judy Garland that she played?
I want to say yes, but
recently, yeah. So again, that was another impersonation award. So I don't know. I feel like there should be like 2 awards now, like impersonation awards and actors who created something. Because you've got your screenplay and adapted screenplay, right? Well, those are adapted performances.
Original character in bio.
Come on, right?
Yeah.
Make it happen. Corey, get on that.
Do it. I'll put a word in for you.
Next week. I want to know that you accomplished that. Huck, you skipped 2 of my messages. Did I? I was just kind of flashing through stuff too. And Corey, check out my 4 videos that I posted on YouTube. I've only seen 2 movies here, Dune and Love Lies Bleeding. Cool, man. Sorry I missed that. Sometimes I get to just furiously clicking.
Yep, it's hard to keep up with them all.
Yeah, I mean, because you guys are just crushing it with stuff today. It's the only thing you're going for Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, I can't wait.
I'll see that one too.
Let's see. You guys are just showing up. I love it. Mama Blu-ray, you're looking forward to Beetlejuice too? I can't wait. I want to hear your review, young lady. I want to hear it. I do not think Alec will at all make an appearance. Just cause.
Yeah.
But I mean, it'd be kind of fun to I don't know, have reference maybe. So they're saying nice. Yeah, I don't think Jeffrey Jones is in it. Johnny, tell me how you feel about Jeffrey Jones.
Johnny's so shy and he holds back his feelings
I
so
know.
often. He doesn't express them enough. I was having a hard
He's
time.
coming out.
Breaking it out of his shell a little bit.
Right? Give Johnny a platform to loosen up a little. Can Corey got me ticket for Civil War? Oh, yeah, you told me you wanted to see that. Oh, yeah, The Phantom Menace is coming back out for Star Wars Day. Yeah. Oh, you think that was the funeral for Gina Davis's character? Oh. Really? Yeah, we don't know because you just see a casket. So I just assume since Jeffrey wasn't in that shot that he was the one in there. Oh, the mystery.
That's what makes it a good teaser then, where they don't
exactly.
they don't just make it obvious or give it away.
You just guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That'd be a lot of money though spent trying to de-age him though, since ghosts don't age. I get it. I mean, that is the hard part of doing something like that. And of course, there's Corey's website, y'all. Go to it. God, I'm just getting to that. Wow. See, mad at each other, so that's confusing because of how the first one ended. Yeah. Well, if you're not subbed to Corey.
Thank you, Jeff.
I do. Even like movies are good people. Right? Come on. Cavemans. Everybody towers over the huckster. See that's why I'm just like it. You ever see that cartoon where you got the big bulldog and the little guy?
Oh, yeah.
Got, hey, Spike. Hey,
yeah.
Spike. Yeah. Okay, that's me. Bouncing around everybody else. Everybody's just like, take it down, Huck. Take it down. That's funny. That's what I think of every time. All right. Jeff says, hoping that the plan to meet you next year, Huck, works out. Nice. Pretty excited about it. Yes. I know that Bob is trying to get some people to the West Coast. That would be phenomenal.
Hey, Del.
Del, my dog, what's good? If you guys aren't subbed to Del, get over there. Does some awesome movie swaps. I think we've both done movie swaps, right? Have you done a movie swap?
I have not, but I have one coming. I have one coming up with him.
Well, there you go. Look at that, y'all.
Yep,
see?
Yep.
Movie swaps are tons of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
With Del, man.
Because I hit my microphone. Sorry.
Del, I love it. People light up. Del gets here. I laugh when you play the Sue clip. Well, that's my pleasure, Bonnie. Of course, and Adrian just want me to keep it alive, which I love. I'll always forget about it, and then halfway through, Adrian's like, "Hey, Huck, what's Sue gonna get?" I'm like, "Oh, all right, there it is."
Cue it up.
I mean, you can't take a hint like that and not follow through. Huck, have you ever been to the Star Wars themed bar? I have. It's called Scum and Villainy. Kevin Smith hosts the Fat Man Beyond. Yes, I have been there a couple of times. It is very fun. It's a lot smaller inside than you would like it to be. It's pretty narrow in there, but it's fun. It's definitely decked out. It's got the where the main bartender is. It's got the stuff hanging down from the top, very much like in the cantina from the original show. So one time I went in there, I love it, and people just dress however. Like the bartenders were all like some guy was dressed in the Princess Leia like bikini, which I'm like, you gotta just roll it. This is Hollywood, man. I'm like, I got a picture with him. It's hilarious. But yeah, it's a fun place to go. And sometimes they theme it up too, like they'll do like a Star Trek night or Harry Potter night or some other sci-fi or fantasy thing. Oh, there was like a Game of Thrones. They had the chair there with the swords and stuff, so you get your picture on that chair. So yeah, they do a lot of fun stuff. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knew if he was in here, he'd have a comment for that one. I know his affection for that movie or lack thereof.
I love it. See, you gotta stick to your guns, Del.
Yep.
Clockwork is nuts, dude. It is. It's just nuts. But again, my 52 movie challenge. What I love is on this particular week, it's the controversial movie. Like pick a controversial movie. I'm like, well, that's one. I Googled all like top 10 controversial movies. It was like number one. I'm like, yeah. And Mike had sent me a copy. Like he either upgraded or didn't want it. Mike, if you're here, I think you just upgraded, I think. So he just sent me the Blu-ray. He's like, here you go. I'm like, all right, that's the one.
Cool.
I've been given the movie and it's on the list. Yeah. See, but there you go. Yeah. So Tiger Blues is like, it's amazing. And I get why he says it's amazing. I wouldn't use that word. It's memorable, but
But that's where he's also acknowledging, it's not everybody's cup of tea,
Yeah.
and that's a good mindset to have when you're talking about your favorite movies. It's just
Yeah.
don't get offended if somebody else isn't at the same point
Level.
you are or level
Yeah.
you are with that movie.
And I do get it though. It is an amazingly made film. It's just yeah. Like I don't know if I'd watch it again. Haven't seen A Clockwork Orange yet. Like Corey, heard it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trip, Bonnie. It is a trip. Stone cold trip. Feel fine. Just stressed about the virus infection in my blood. Let's get that out of there. Very thankful for you in the community. Good vibes.
Absolutely.
Let's go. Caveman. Get well. You're never wrong, Corey. How you feel about a movie is how you feel about it. Yep. I still love that we have the same take. You go to put your stars up there. I'm like, oh shit, everybody's got 5 stars. 3.5. There we go.
Add that extra half.
In good conscience, I can't say 5. I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon.
Nope, I won't either. But I know I've had a laugh with myself about that before.
Well, it's not just me.
It's like, did I watch this? Is this the same movie?
Yeah. Like, am I on the same? Is this part 2? Oh no, this is it. Movies are entirely subjective. Absolutely experience. So nothing wrong with giving it a lower rating or a higher rating. Yeah, I mean, it's so true. That's what, and that I think that is why we all love movies. Is like something can be your favorite movie of all time, and it can also be someone's least favorite, or just not into it. But that is the beauty of films.
Yep.
Corey's absolutely right. There it is. See, that's why you have fans, Corey, because you're right.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I have friends who absolutely love Pulp Fiction, Life of Brian, Requiem for a Dream, and I would give all those 4 or 5 myself. Oh, sorry, they absolutely hate. Did I say like? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I
mean, I got you.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, yeah. I mean, it just all movies hit everybody a certain way. Yeah, Chris, it's so funny. I also agree. I loved Hawkeye. Like season 1 of Loki. I liked more than 2, but WandaVision, Loki 1, and Hawkeye were my 3 faves. For sure. And Hawkeye's still not out on Blu-ray yet. So I hope because they're doing a wave 2 now, Corey. So if you're into those, but and Hawkeye still, even though Hawkeye was like the next wave of them, that means they're saving more? Hawkeye, Ms. Marvel, and She-Hulk for the last wave. All the ones people talk about least. That's not smart. Aren't you supposed to mix it 50-50 with the ones people love? And
You'd think so.
I don't know. It also makes me think they're not going to do those then, since they're the ones people talk about least.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, there you go. Dell, agree. What I loved about season 2 is getting Kiyu Kwan in there. You cannot have enough Kiyu Kwan. It's rare for me to give film 5 stars. It is funny, like Johnny. I know what you mean. Like I give a lot of 4 stars when something really hits, but when I go to give that 5, I'm like, this was 5 stars. Like I like this. What was that? I think, and I might be lying. I have to go look, but I feel like when I saw Some Like It Hot, I feel like I gave that 5 stars. I might have given it 4, but like I was so surprised how much I loved that film because I'd never seen that one, and because another one of my goals this year is to watch more Billy Wilder movies, and that's one, and it was phenomenal. So yeah.
I'm actually halfway through that one. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, really?
I'm just halfway through that one, and it'll be my first time watch for it as well. But I had to stop it because it was getting a little too late, and so I was like, I wanted to be awake and paying attention and not falling asleep.
Oh yeah, Watch that. I hope that if you resume it, there's still enough there. If not, I would say start over.
Yep.
So you get that flow of Maryland with the guys, and it's an interesting. I watched the bonus features after too. I've looked into other stuff, and it's funny because the bonus stuff on the thing says how much everyone loved Marilyn, working with Marilyn Monroe. But there's other things online that say she was a hard person to work with because she was nervous. She wanted to be amazing. So to me, it's not because she was just a pain in the ass. It's just that she was so particular about wanting to nail it. And sometimes she just like this, she was knocking on the door and she tried to give up. Like her name is Sugar. And so she's supposed to knock on the door and say, "Hey, it's me, Sugar." And she would instead say, "Hey, Sugar, it's me." And she kept getting it wrong, like over and over. And they would literally tell her while they're rolling camera and she'd get it wrong, you know? So I don't know if it's just, she was trying too hard, but that's what I love is there's all kinds of stories about how that came together. And in the end, Billy said, if I had the chance to do it again, I would have made another movie with her.
Oh,
and that's what you want to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. Requiem's interesting. Most people talk to recognize it's a really good movie, but hate the way it makes you feel. Yeah, it's such a downer. That's what I hear, Del. So
me too.
Because of that, I haven't seen it either. I need to set up an account. It'd probably be the same, to be honest. Pulp Fiction is 5 stars for me. Yep. You two are making me think I need to change my channel's name. Oh yeah, because you got the movies and more.
No. There's nothing wrong. No, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, that's your name. I mean, you're not copying anybody. That was your, and I'm sure there's other people that have both of ours, even what I have too, probably. But it was just so funny that I literally like hit change, and the first video that came up was Tony's, and I saw that. And like, oh, I felt a little deflated, and I was like, I'm just gonna change it. But no, run with it. But I also had not put out any videos or anything at that point, so it was super easy for me to change the name. So in my mind,
to change it early. No, Caveman, stick to it, baby.
Yeah, stick with it.
Okay, man, you do have more in your title, so it implies other things besides films. See, so you know you got to keep it true to what your channel's about. See, I get that. One of my friends was so traumatized by it that he said it should never have been made, but I thought it was amazing myself.
Maybe Requiem.
Is that Requiem? Yeah,
I'm guessing because that sounds like it would.
Because it's a little bit just up there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, I have collectibles and sometimes horses. Dude, I love your horses. When you're outside and you're just chilling on the farm with your horses, that's great.
Absolutely.
Says, I did feel like I'd been thrown up against the wall at the end, but I was blown away by it. I also think there's a message to it, which few get. And Corey and I haven't seen it, so we don't know what anybody's talking about.
Yeah, right. I just heard Major Downer. That's all I know.
Yeah, same. Still waiting on my camera 4K to come in. Yeah, Johnny, dude, you're right here, bro. Same.
Like join the club.
We're just waiting. Where they at? 33 watching. Yeah, how are we doing? Let's see. Let me go to my mug, hit refresh. Caveman's always good about keeping me real where we're at. Let's see. Look at it. We got 34 likes, 26 watching. That's a good morning show. Get to 35. Heck, get it to 40.
There you go.
Want some, let's have the biggest likes. I think we got over 30 on the last weeks, and now we got Corey here. Could we set a record and actually have 40 likes before we even get off the air? The thrill of it all. And yeah, if you catch us on the replay, man, go to Corey's channel, man. Give him a nice sub.
Oh,
to be fair, I only want the Abyss and True Lies. I've not yet got them. More like $20 a piece for me. That's cool. I'll wait for the quadrilogy for the Alien set. Yep, they've done for $450. Yeah, they always do those, package those things together. You know, it's funny because I just saw Alien 3 at a thrift store for $3. I'm like, So I got the first one on 4K. If this one ever comes in, I'll have this one on 4K. And not only the third one, I like enough, but not, what'd you think of Alien 3, Corey?
This is going to be a common theme. I've not seen it. People are going to be like, Corey, why do you have a channel that has movies in the name? And I hear a lot of.
You should change your title, Corey. Yeah. That's what we're getting at.
Corey's I haven't seen it in music. But that will be my new title, though.
Yeah.
No, it's first two I have seen and I love. I have not seen the different sequel, except actually I did see what was it, Alien versus Predator? Yeah. I remember seeing that one in the theater, but I feel like I've been saying I have not seen that a lot. People are gonna be like, "Oh, sure, you like movies, Corey." Yeah,
wait, you just got 5 subs and now you've got 5 unsubs.
Right. Yeah, I was like, never mind.
The hell, yeah.
Thought we were getting into something about movies, but
right, he's clearly not that guy.
His videos are like, I heard this movie's great. I've never seen it. I've heard this one's great. I've never seen it.
We should just do that. We should just come back on. We just do stuff we haven't seen and then move on. Have you seen it? Nope. Move on. It'll be like a 10-minute video.
Nope. A lot of nopes.
Can't say anything. Johnny's like, I'll say it. Titanic 4 did not look great. Titanic 4K, not Titanic 4.
Yeah.
Like it was a 4. That is tragic to me. I love that movie. I hadn't picked that up yet because I was waiting for a sale. But dang, man, why? Why can't the 4K look good? Yes, I need The Abyss and Aliens, as do we. What? Dadgummit. See, there you go. More than just film. I may have to tweak my channel name slightly, but do mostly film. Don't tweak it, man. Don't tweak it.
As I say, the only reason it was so easy for me is I literally changed it and had never posted one thing before.
Right.
And
so no one had anything connected to you.
No
yet.
connection to it at all.
Yeah, it's funny when I first launched the channel, like I just like my YouTube channel was just Huckbone. And that came from a nickname somebody else gave me. It's like, hey, what's up, Huckbone? You know, it's like hand dog, Huckbone.
Yeah,
you always like throw dog and bone and whatever on your friends' names.
Yep.
So that's just what it was until I wanted to start this channel. So I renamed it. So in essence, it always had Huck on it. So that's one thing.
Yep.
Dell says, hopefully today he's getting True Lies. Been waiting too long for that one to escape DVD. Yes. May get the other ones down the line. Good luck, Dell. I hope you get it, man.
Yep.
One of those camera films. I really dislike both avatars. Yeah, I know the avatars aren't for everybody. I'd love, boy, because I did see the second one in the theater with 3D glasses and everything. God, that was so immersive and beautiful. Like, that's the thing, is it is visually, I mean, maybe just because people just don't like the stories, but I like the story. I like the other world, the character building and the world building. People don't build worlds as good as James Cameron. You know what I mean? Like that's one thing he does very well. So, yeah, I like the avatars. But that's why we love it.
Yep.
Didn't even bother with Way of Water. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're not,
I haven't seen it yet either.
Oh, so I like how you say, I dislike both avatars, and then honestly, I didn't even bother with the Way of Water. So I get it. You know, True Lies, yeah, $24.99. The other two are $26. So see, it's getting up there. Cost you $90 with the tax. Strap in, Corey. Things is wild.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, that poor thing, man. Michael Keaton still had it in the flesh. Yes, he did. He's perfect as that Batman. I mean, if people are saying too, if they just did a Batman Beyond with was it Terry McGinnis, I guess is the character. Mm-hmm. I kind of only remember that a little bit, but you got the old Batman being the mentor to the new Batman Beyond.
Yeah, totally. I think that would work.
He'd be perfect. I have a bootleg copy of True Lies. Yeah. Nerds. Yo, hey, Goomy, what's going down, man? It's been a while. Yeehaw, welcome back. Wait, look at that. Digging that fresh new thumbnail. Yeah, look at that. The gang's all here. Hope y'all feel good today. Watching good movies, I hope. Maybe later. Corey, you got any movies planned to watch today?
I don't know if I'll be able to get one in today or not, but I actually need to watch on a stream I have coming up. I need to watch Where the Crawdads Sing. So I need to get that. I need to get that watched here sometime. And then like I said, I started Some Like It Hot. I was wanting to finish that one up too. So got a few of those on the plate, but then there's tons of other movies that I still need to watch that I'm sitting around. So.
No, the Dickens, you say.
But then I want to dig into that. But then all of a sudden, like what we were talking about earlier, like all of a sudden I see that Anatomy of a Fall is on Hulu, and I'm like, well, I could, I have Hulu, so I could watch that too. So it's a never-ending challenge.
Always, yeah. I will say too, though, this year I feel like I'm being much better at seeing more movies as often as I can.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I fell into this trap, with this channel, like just acquiring movies. It's all about getting the movies. And it's like, look around, like you say behind you, it's like, I just feel like this year that's got to slow down a lot, mostly because my space is filling up.
Yeah.
Like this is it. This is the only place I can have to keep my movies. So it's got to stop after this or slow down drastically. So it's fun to actually start watching the movies I've been buying.
Yep, absolutely.
Do you think Beetlejuice 2 would have a bigger opening than Ghostbusters? I kind of do, because I feel like Ghostbusters, because you had the other one, like Afterlife, already had sort of it's back, like that excitement. So this one was just, okay, here's another one. But Beetlejuice is going to be like, oh my God, it's back. Now, again, I think Beetlejuice is the kind of thing of like, we grew up on Beetlejuice. We're the fans of Beetlejuice. Kids today aren't, unless you've shown your kids the movie. And even then, like, my kid's not a rewatcher of movies. Neither's my wife. So I think she likes Beetlejuice and she'll be happy to go see it. But I don't sense this urgency because we're the kind of people that, you know, have the urgency. We're like, we're the moviegoers. So, but I do think it should, in my opinion, do a little bit better. I don't think it's going to hit that 100 mark just because I don't think there's enough movies aside from Deadpool coming out that can even come close to that. I just don't feel like the box office is doing that anymore. It's not, it's losing that sort of massive, you know, over 100 million type thing. Even Taylor Swift, T-Swift, she got up to like about 91, 92 for a concert movie. That's pretty great.
Right.
But Beetlejuice, I feel like maybe like that 60 range. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm bad at guessing what they take. I just think, you know, hopefully it does well because I don't know. I'm excited for it. They have a lot of the original cast, and like you were talking about, there's a lot of popularity with the Wednesday show and with Jenna Ortega and having her in there too. Maybe that will draw in some younger generation that haven't seen the original.
Yep.
Just out of that curiosity to see her in the role, but yeah, that was crazy with Taylor Swift's that whole concert movie and how much it did. I'm sure a lot of the theaters were probably like, "Hey, Taylor, do you want to do this once a year?"
Yeah, we can really use you. Yeah. Yeah, Dell, he's almost at 500 subs.
That's awesome.
And look, honestly, Dell is so good. I would have sworn you were at least at 1,000 by now, Dell. Like,
Dell's
you know,
awesome.
so let's get our friend up there.
Yeah, he's awesome.
But definitely have to sit on that Game of Thrones chair. Oh yeah, I bet you. I know you're huge. You watch it every year. Dave watches this. Is a collector movie man. Loves that Game of Thrones. Watches it every year. That's a commitment, though. That's 8 seasons you rewatch every year.
That's a lot of.
I don't have that kind of time.
That's a lot of hours.
I know. I'm lucky to sneak in a bunch of new movies.
Yeah.
May the 4th, Regal Theater showing all 9 Star Wars. Wow.
I heard about that.
Earl, that's cray. Are you going? Is that your jam, Earl? Are you going to do that? I will certainly not do that. Just because, well, like, what is the here? Let me see.
One was even doing, I think, all of the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies all in a row, like running like a big marathon of them too.
Yeah, and they did. I think getting ready for the final end game of Avengers. I think there was theaters like doing all like starting at Iron Man and going right up to it. I was like, oh. And I know you can come and go because people, you know, they can't sleep in there. You know, it's like I think it stops, but it was running like around the clock. Yeah, and I did look. The 4th is on a Saturday, so that is certainly a good day to do those marathons. Dude, what's up, dude?
It's Cody.
Yes, roundhouse kick it. Let's see. Let's see that roundhouse kick. We roundhoused it to 36. We did it. So we hit the 35 mark.
There you go.
Maybe Corey will hit that 40. Yeah. And let me know too if you got to bail, man. I don't want to keep you here all morning.
I probably have a little more time, but not to. I'm having fun. Like it's definitely not that, but I might have to return to some work stuff today. So
I got you. Well, we've hit the holy hand grenades, y'all. 2-hour mark, Corey. This goes down in mug history as the longest morning mug.
Well, there you go.
I think the longest I did was like maybe an hour and a half. I make close to hour 40.
Yeah.
I think it also helps that I don't have a job because I usually by now
you'd have to cut out.
Right. Yeah. At 9:15, I'm logging out because my Zoom is about to start. So that always makes the mug a nice tight little thing. But you know, It's been great.
Yeah. Oh no, this is fun.
Favorite movies, Lord of the Rings. Yes, I love all those. Return of the King, nothing has been able to beat that. Yes, love those. Huck's been busting ghosts, baby. That's right. I'm a popcorn bucket down there. You have to watch a movie after this. Not everyone loves all 3 Back to the Future movies. That's true. Although I think even the other movies are okay. Even if you don't love them as much as the first, I don't know anyone that says they hate part 1 or they hate part 2. You know, I just think it's tough when you're going up against part 1 is a perfect film. like everything about it, the acting, directing, the pace, the everything, the story. So good. All right, y'all. I'm just gonna like do a quick little scan here. Corey, anything else you want to talk about, bud? I'm just gonna do a quick scan.
Other than thank you so much for having me on. I had a blast. I mean, this was so much fun. It's no better way to spend a Tuesday morning for me.
Yeah.
So it's fun. That's where when you said it's like, oh, we've already gone like, well, now 2 hours. It's like it doesn't feel like that. It's flown by. So I really appreciate it. I had a blast.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it's been good. And chats, like kudos to all you guys. Sorry, we're just sort of like skipping past it now. I mean, you guys turned out in spades, like a big thank you
Absolutely.
to
That's
everyone. Like this is the most interaction I think I've seen in the chats. Even, I mean, I've had guest hosts on before, and then Corey, you're bringing some love, bruh. This is good.
Is
like
just
even
fun.
Mama Blu-ray is on her 3rd cup of coffee. Whee! that's how we feel.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, and she loves all the Back to the Future movies. Look at that. It's loving them. Fun time. But yeah, y'all, I think we'll just go off of what everybody's saying here to have a great day. Yeah, Corey, I think it's been tons of fun having you on, man.
This has been a blast.
Yeah, so good. Tell everybody one more time if you just joined us after and Corey's brand new, lay it on him and tell him about your channel, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Huck, again, thank you so much for having me on here. And my channel is Wilkie's Movies and Music. Please come over and check it out. I definitely am newer to the game, but talk about movies I've been picking up and watching, but really been getting into live streaming and having this movie club to have somebody on to get to know a little bit better, or for the first time, and pick a movie out to watch and join in with the chat and have a discussion about it. So that's it. Come hang out if you want to. And Huck, again, I had a blast. This was so much fun.
Excellent, man. Thank you so much. And yeah, y'all, I will leave his link in the description below right after we're done here. So go click that. We've also left it in the chats. And here, I'll just pop it up one more time. So when you find his channel, it's this thing of beauty right here. And look, there's one of his movie clubs right there. So you get a thumbnail of that. So Corey, it has been a pleasure, my friend. Thank you for coming on and being my co-host today. It's been great. So everybody get out there, make it a good day. Until next time. Catch you guys later.
We'll see ya.
Bye. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming by and sharing your time with me. So until next time, be safe, be kind. We'll see you on the next one.